Okay, so I ran a poll to find out what movie you want to talk about next for movie night, and that movie is obviously Sonic. And yes, I'm dressed up like Sonic, and yes, I look worse than the original designs for Sonic in this movie. So why am I dressed up like a lunatic, you might ask? Pop quiz, hotshot. It's because it's all about presentation. Now, let's get the show on the road, shall we? Welcome back. So I want to say before we get the show on the road, remember, there are spoilers ahead, and if you haven't seen the movie yet, there's a link in the description so you can go watch it before you watch this. And to catch you up to speed in Sonic, if you collect 100 rings in the video game, you get an extra life. So if you want an extra life, you can get this awesome shirt from CrazyNate.com. I got 99 rings and I just need one. In case you didn't know, I am personally mailing out the orders. That's right, if you click the link, buy the shirt, I will be the one shipping to you.
Win your very own Sega Genesis entertainment system with 40 legendary games. Just find these 5 Easter eggs and comment where they are for your chance to win.
Sonic came to the gaming community back in 1991, so some people might not be up to date with Sonic. So I'm going to cover everything I found, and you can say if you already knew it or not. If you played Sonic back in the days, you'll remember if you stop running and just stand really still for a really long time, he'll tap his foot. This is exactly what Sonic did when all the rockets were fired right at him. Another thing he does in the video games is if you get too close to the edge, he balances like he's getting ready to fall off. In the hotel room when he's doing everything he can in the room to experience life before he has to leave the planet. If you look in the top corner of that room, you will see he's doing the falling move. Did you get enough? Sonic lands in a town called Green Hills, which is fitting for Sonic since the very first time we ever saw Sonic in the first level, it was in Green Hills Zone. If you look at the radar gun Donut Lord is holding, you will see the reflection of someone standing outside the car. Probably the cameraman. And Sonic runs so fast that we can't even see him. But what about that other runner? What other runner? That's right, if you look right here, we have a jogger going down the road. But then when Donut Lord is looking for Sonic seconds later, the jogger is nowhere to be seen. And why wouldn't he record their running time since he's taking enough time to track a turtle? I thought he was bored out of his mind.
I like turtles.
In Sonic's super secret hideout, we have some Easter eggs as well. If you look at Sonic's headband, that's the logo from the Sonic video game. He also stole one of Donut Lord's donuts. Also, since he's inspired by classic cartoons, he gives a shout out to the Roadrunner, who possibly runs just as fast as him. Just kidding. Or if he couldn't be a reference to that, maybe he is the Scratch, the robot bird from The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. But I thought Scratch was more of a chicken than a Roadrunner. Another classic that Sonic was inspired by was Bugs Bunny. This scene right here is literally a scene right out of Bugs Bunny. Look at Backpack Kid, or is this called Fortnite now? I don't know. Just shoot me. One game that I owned growing up and actually played for like, 5 minutes was Sonic Spinball, where you essentially are a pinball and you never win. In the grand battle scene, Sonic is bouncing around all the buildings, hitting Eggman just like a pinball would in a video game. Back in the comics, Sonic actually slept in a race car. Pop quiz, hotshot! And if you look in his clubhouse, you will see he still sleeps in a race car. If you look at the map that Obi-Wan gave him, you will see the Sega Saturn logo. And his next stop will be Mushroom Planet, which is also a callback to the video game Sonic and Knuckles because the very first level in that game is literally called Mushroom Hill Zone. There's also a Chaos Emerald on the map right here by all the little question marks, which is something in the video game that you try to collect them all. Not like Pokemon. The ping pong table is also a sign of Hilltop Road, which is a reference to Hilltop Zone from Sonic 2. He also has a Need for Speed license plate and not referencing to Need for Speed Underground, which is the best racing game ever. Changed my mind. But in 1994, Sega made a video game called The Need for Speed, which of course Sonic would be playing if he was going to be playing a Sega game.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Sonic borrowed his line from Speed.
Nobody cares! Pop quiz, hotshot.
Of course, I'm sure you already caught that since they literally mentioned it earlier on in the movie.
When I find you.
Pop quiz, hotshot. There's a bomb on a bus.
But I'm just saying this here in this video for Timmy because we don't want anyone left behind in any of these Easter eggs.
You are a national treasure.
Super observant Carl has a drawing of Sonic, but that's more like the famous drawing online of Sonic. And basically, a Sonic is just a really bad drawing of a Sonic. Kind of like how they had the original Sonic looking in the movie.
Gotta go fast.
But but thankfully they fixed it so he looks more like the video games, his true self. Unlike this is definitely a Sonic. And just like this is an origin story for Sonic, it's also an origin story for Eggman. And the cat is out of the bag because now we know that they're in the works for Sonic 2. Dr. Robotnik has a car that shoots a grappling hook into the car. Just like Fast and the Furious.
Here, just keep us going straight. I put it in cruise control. Here, take the wheel. Take the wheel. Put your foot on the gas.
I feel just like Vin Diesel. It's all about family, Tom.
You don't turn your back on family.
When Sonic loses his rings in San Francisco, he only knows about that place because he saw it on Donut Lord's shirt. So then how did he even know Paris existed if he's never been there? Well, when he's trying to escape the grasp of Dr. Robotnik, he slides under a bus that says Paris on it. Also, let's take a moment to recognize that that is the Smash Brothers pose. Obviously, Sonic doesn't know anyone's real name, so he has nicknames for everyone, like Donut Lord because he's the leader of the donuts, or Pretzel Lady. And the bad guy, we know him as Eggman, even though his real name is Dr. Robotnik. But Sonic calls him Eggman because of his flying eggs.
Guess I had a bonus life.
Because he had 100 rings. In Paramount's intro, usually they have stars around the mountain and they replace them with rings to customize for the movie. Duh. I know, you know, just how to say it. Also, when you get hurt in the video game, instead of dying, you drop all your coins. Unless you don't have any coins. And then you die. But when you drop your coins, it sounds like this. And if you watch when Sonic falls, he drops all his rings and they play the same sound. When Tom and Maddie Wachowski fall off the roof and travel through a ring, they crash into a barn. One can say it almost is like they time traveled. Like Back to the Future where they literally crashed into a barn. Also watch closely when they are falling off the roof, you'll see the back of some guy's head. That is the visual effects supervisor, Get Right. In Eggman's lab, if you look when the power goes out from the strength of Sonic's quill, you will see on the breakers in the power box, there is a breaker for badniks. And that's what the video game's called Dr. Robotnik's toys. And if you look on the controls of his hand, you will see they are the same exact concept of a Sega Genesis controller.
Your eyes weren't expertly trained to spot tracks by the Native American shadow wolves.
This isn't far from reality though, because there's actually a real-life group of Native American shadow wolves, and they work for the government helping to track down illegal traffickers who bring drugs, guns, and all sorts of other types of crimes into America. Sonic was voiced by Ben Schwartz, who you may recognize from Parks and Recreation. But he's tied down his own personal Easter eggs whenever he does a voice for a character, and that's when he says, "Ha-ha! Nailed it!" Just like in DuckTales, he was also the voice of Dewey Duck, who he also says,
Oof! I nailed it!
When Sonic is first talking to us about how he found himself in this predicament, he first says,
It's kind of what I do. You know what? Let's back up.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
Jim Carrey also had a paddleball and a giant Texas hat in Dumb and Dumber, just like Sonic. Another reference to Jim Carrey's previous characters, when Sonic goes full throttle west and then he hits the ocean, this is a reference to Dumb and Dumber.
I'm wet. I'm cold. There's a fish on my head.
We got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!
Sonic is also a fan of the old movie The Mask.
Working with Jim Carrey was pretty sweet. I was quoting him every day. Somebody stop me!
Ooh, somebody stop me!
If you've seen Men in Black, which I'm sure you have, you know that once you see an alien, someone is going to come by with a magical pen and erase your mind. And that's what Barney Fife here is referring to in this scene.
No one's gonna erase my memory here?
Even though so many people in Hollywood idolize Jim Carrey, I'm sure he has his own celebrities that he looks up to, and I'd be willing to bet that Stephen Martin is one of those people that Jim Carrey looks up to. Why do I say that? Because he's running a gag where he catches his sidekick off guard and sneak attacks him to keep his sidekick on his toes.
Left herself open.
This is the same exact thing that Agent Clouseau tried to do in the Pink Panther, only his sidekick was much quicker.
I have come up with a plan to keep you as sharp as possible.
And what is that?
Intermittently and without warning, I will attack you whenever and wherever it is least expected. In this way, I will keep you vigilant and alert. Agreed?
Yes.
Good one.
Thank you.
As we grow accustomed to movies running ads in the middle of the movies, Sonic sponsors are Puma, Corona Beer, Optical Illusions, where they know what kind you like,
Stone?
Doctor?
Call Optical Illusions.
Tell him I need new frames.
They know what kind I like.
Zillow, and lastly, the most obvious one was Olive Garden,
Olive Garden.
where they literally promote the company's slogans.
Have you tried the never-ending pasta bowl? It never ends.
I mean, how tacky is that if you're in the middle of watching a show and then the host was constantly pushing their products on you, shoving in your face, trying to get you to buy their shirts so they can survive 2020? I'm glad I never did that.
Morning. Donald, Daisy, Daffy?
Do I even need to say anything here? Anyone that watched the old Sonic cartoons know that Sonic loves himself a good chili dog, especially if it has jalapenos in it.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's awful. What did you eat?
I think it's called a chili dog?
And the girl giving Sonic the shoes is JoJo, and she is named after director Jeff Fowler's wife, JoJo. And the kid that makes the home run is his nephew. Pays to be related to famous people, I guess. Besides directing Sonic the Hedgehog, he also directed a movie called Go for Broke. And in the hotel, when Sonic is going crazy, you can see one of the channels he flips to is the movie Go for Broke. If you wait and watch the credits, or because it's 2020 and everything is going crazy right now, you might have been able to just fast forward because you didn't get a chance to see it in theaters and now you're watching it on DVD. Well, now you can see there is a surprise scene at the end of the credits.
If these readings are accurate, he's here. I found him. I just hope I'm not too late.
This is Tails, Sonic's sidekick, or should we say his best friend. I have a bucket list too. First, I wanted to help you find Easter eggs. Check. Then I want you to subscribe to Crazy Nate. Check, check. And then I want you to find one friend to share this video with. Check, 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 check. Then last but not least, remember, share a smile. They are contagious. Also, let me know what movie you want to talk about next, and you may be featured in the next video.
Hey, share a smile. They're contagious. Can you imagine a day without smiling? That would be outrageous. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with Crazy Nate. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if he left you feeling great. Have fun and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe.